Hi there, Andrew Hemming from healthandfitnessalliance.com and andrewhemming.com. I want to look today at the lat pull down. And so this is an exercise that I think is inferior to pull-ups, but I think it's still a good exercise. And it's something that's covered on the BCRPA weight training ice. And so at Health and Fitness Alliance, we wanted to really make sure that our students are good with doing this essential exercise to pass and get certified. So with the lat pull down, a couple things here. Typically you'll have some type of adjustment set up to do with the seats here. What you're looking for predominantly is a comfortable position that allows a person to have their knees effectively locked in. So for example, if this is too high or too low, and I can't kind of lock myself in, it's going to be a little bit awkward of an exercise. So don't worry so much about joint angles, oh this has got to be 90 degrees. Just make sure that it's comfortable for the person and that they're locked in and that they can be held firmly. All right, when you're doing this exercise, we'll go lighter weight so we can demo. I'm going to demo a bunch of bad stuff too. So with this here, I want to take a grip on the bar. Now again, traditionally, a lot of times what's done in gym is kind of coming out of a bodybuilding tradition. And there's this old kind of thought that if we go really, really wide, it's going to build a wide back. And we definitely will see difference in lat recruitment if we're going wider versus narrower. But generally speaking, we want to have more of a comfortable grip. And so the wider grip will bother the shoulders for some people. What we're going to see is the latissimus dorsi, which is one of the main prime movers of the shoulder, of the pull down here, is a kind of a fan-shaped muscle. And so it starts along and through here on the back and then comes up into the humerus. And so because of that, it's similar to the pectoralis major in that as we move the elbow in different angles, we'll emphasize different parts. And so typically some of the outer parts of the latissimus dorsi and through here and the teres major will be more involved with the wider grip. But like I said, it can bug the shoulders a little bit more. So for most people, I would take more of a comfortable shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width grip. Some people would like a thumbless grip with this. I would definitely teach beginners the thumb around grip, and then people can decide what they want to do from there. So you want to start in a standing position here, get a good firm grip on the bar, then come down and lock yourself underneath. Okay? The motion here, we want to start with the shoulders elevated a little bit, and then we're going to pull them down. Okay, so latissimus dorsi, lower trapezius, they will work on pulling down, especially the lower trapezius will pull the shoulder blades down. Okay? And we can start with a bit of shoulder elevation here, but we want to see the shoulder blades come down as we're pulling through here. Okay? Lower trapezius, latissimus dorsi, posterior deltoid, a little bit of the long head, the tricep. These would be some of the main muscles, and then of course the biceps will be involved as well, along with the other elbow flexors, brachioradialis and brachialis. We'll talk about more in a second. So when this here, we want to pull, the idea is we want to aim for the collarbone here. You don't necessarily have to whack it, but you want to kind of give your clients that as a guideline. So sometimes what you'll see is people will kind of pull in through here, and they'll kind of go in weird directions. That will usually result in using less weight and less effectively targeting the muscle. So really focus, again, on that pulling down and getting that nice line. And so you can see it from the cable all the way down to my elbow. It's all nice, one straight line there. Okay? A good key for people is to have them think about actually trying to drive the elbow into the back pocket. Okay? And that focus of driving the elbow down will help to recruit the latissimus dorsi, and you'll be in good shape there. Now, a couple of different things that are sometimes talked about with latissimus dorsi. One of them is this idea of where do we pull the bar. And so with the bar here, traditionally we used to see a lot of people that would do behind the neck pull down, so they'd be coming back through here, and that was a popular method. We have a couple concerns with that, and so I'm not trying to outlaw an exercise or anything, but one of the concerns with that is that it does place the shoulder in a more vulnerable position for injury. So the shoulder just doesn't like this pull back position here. Another concern with it is that it's something that is very difficult for a lot of people to get into, and so it requires incredibly good thoracic spine extension, scapular retraction. It's a very tricky position to get into. The result of that is it's hard for people to do correctly. The other thing that relates to that as well, sorry I forgot, is just daily posture. And so we tend to be very hunched over, very rounded. We have a lot of people that have really poor posture, and so virtually no one's going to be able to get into that proper position as far as like general people that you'd be training in a gym. So those are some concerns with it. Another concern on top of those things is that EMG research, where they hook electrodes up to the latissimus dorsi and measure muscle electrical activity, has shown that the pull downs in front of the head actually recruit more latissimus dorsi. And so as we go through, what we're doing is we're weighing the pros and cons of this variation and saying, okay, well, most people have bad posture, okay? They can't get back there anyway, so they're going to be doing something weird to get there. It's more stressful in the shoulder, and it doesn't hit the lats as well. And so we start to run out of good reasons to pull down behind the head. And so, especially when you're training other people, I think pulling down the front is going to be a safer, better way to go. Other things that we have, again, as option with the grip. So I've already talked a little bit about going wider or narrower, and you can do that as an option there. Okay. Another option that we can do is to bring the hands in front here and supinate, and then pull down this way. And so this gives us another option that we can do there. Now what's going to happen is this will change a couple things. At the latissimus dorsi, as we move the elbow in through here, some of the lower latissimus fibers are going to be more involved in that position there. It's not necessarily going to be more biceps, but we typically will. And so if I keep the emphasis on lifting the chest up, driving the elbows down, I can still get a lot of back involvement with that. At the elbow joint, we're going to see a change in the dominant elbow flexor. And so if I'm doing a supinated kind of chin-up type grip with a pull down, the biceps brachii is going to be quite dominant. As I go over to a neutral grip, so another great option for this exercise is to take a handle that we typically use for the row, attach that and pull that down. Okay? That will result in the brachioradialis on the forearm here being more dominant. And then if I go to the pronated grip where the palms are facing away, the brachialis underneath the biceps will become a bit more dominant. So that's how that will change muscle activation wise. Okay? So those are key points. Again, keep the chest up, drive the shoulders down, drive the elbows into the back pockets, keep that nice straight line, and you'll be good. All the best.